thing before I started streaming because I haven't streamed on this computer in a while. That was a dumb idea, but that's okay. I'm just gonna act like I'm dead and up in the corner because that's funny to me. So we're just gonna move me up like it's in memoriam here, just even farther up from here. I just don't want to deal with that. I just want to get a good hour or so of spoon finishing here. Hopefully nothing else is completely borked. Always a chance that other things are borked, but that's fine. This is the most important thing, is that the spoon part is. So I did work on it a little bit. So it does look like a much better, oh, forgot to hit the next thing, a much better spoon-shaped object. So it is still definitely lumpy, especially around this side. So the idea is to try to just knock off these edges. So I feel like that's the only way to get this kind of even, and it could be okay if it's crooked, honestly. It's just a practice spoon, but I'm gonna work on it there. I actually left this knife outside after doing some stuff with it, and I felt real bad about it, but the coating held on really well, so I'm very, very happy that the whatever oxide they use on this kept it from absolutely rusting, as it definitely got rained on. So I'm just picking through it here, just trying to get dead in a corner, me on a good day. Oh, I feel it. How you doing, Sugi? I was a fool. I was like, oh, I haven't updated iTunes in a while. I'm sure it won't cause a huge problem, causing a huge problem that requires actual sitting down and more than 5 minutes of fixing. An easy problem once I sit down to fix it, but not when I'm already, like, just ready to go. So, I'm a fool. I'm also stupid because I also update OBS whenever it asks me before streams. I do that for other stuff, too. I'm just like, oh, I have an interview with somebody in a different show or something. Yeah, let me just update OBS. There's no way this can go bad. No way this comes back and bites me. So I'm just going to hold that there and try to give that, ow. Instead of rasping my thumb here, just try to give this a little bit to knock that edge off. Because I just want to get the shape of it before I, like, set it down hard. Yeah, so from that side it looks a little bit worse, but you see it. See the vision. God, I feel like I have so much more to do on this side, actually. Jeez, I really made this all cattywampus. And in any of the intervening time, I could have made this, like, easier, and just have soaked this. Because drywood is kind of the hardest to do carvings of. I feel like this light is actually blowing me out here. Hold on one sec. Like, go through the wires here, the rat's nest of wires. Here we go. Yeah, that's a bit better. So I feel like light picks up on the camera weird. Like, I don't need that. I have more than enough light. Also, this piece has reversing grain, like right around here, which is super awful. And there's just really, just like this part here. Just, I'm guessing it was just from like a branch or something that was coming out at this point. Okay, okay. So we're getting there now. We just have this big old pot belly here to get down. I'm debating how I want to do that. And carving is what the stream's about. And the knife is set up pretty good to take pretty big chunks. I was also worried about doing some carving streams because in the last I never update iTunes. Yeah, it's probably a good idea. I don't know what iTunes updates do besides let you buy stuff from them, so I don't even know why I do it, honestly. I'm a fool. Never again. So, trying to get the outside of this down a little bit. Just a bit. And I'm just setting up something here. All right. All right, we're getting there. Taking shape. Oh, all right. I kind of just want to go at the bowl of it and just not care that it's wonky. I feel like I don't care if it's wonky. Okay, I don't like that hump. We're going to get rid of that hump. Man, I should have had like an asset with like a shrine frame or something like that, just to have a dead picture up there. Would make the bit come across better. All right. Cool. So, I don't know how deep I need to make the bowl. Well, I have like a guess. But I don't know how wide or how much space I'm going to leave. So, we're going to cheat, I think. And we're going to make a too small bowl and widen it out as it looks good. So I'm just looking for something that I can rough distance at. That's thicker than I actually want. So I have to do it off the cuff. I'm gonna not get a great result here. I think I have some spacers. I don't have spacers. Well, I do, but they're inaccessible. So we're going to use this 1/4 inch. Cut off a 1/4 inch square steel. Where's my pencil? And I'm just going to kind of mark a bunch of places with a 1/4 inch from the edge. Kind of like this. Being okay with not great is the greatest friend had done. Preach. Preach. I'm just gonna stir chili with this. I think the settlers had cool spoons that they stirred chili with. No, they just used rocks through their hands. That sounds like craziness, but there's old writings from like Renaissance Italy about how they used to serve pasta, and they would make a capon broth, and capon are castrated chickens because I don't know, Middle Ages, Renaissance loved castrating things. They make a broth and then they put a bunch of macaroni in it, and they would have a big old pot of macaroni, and you'd come up to the macaroni pot vendor, and you'd like, "Sir, I'd like 1 scoop of macaroni," and they would go, "Si, ben buongiorno," then you'd give them your drachma or whatever it is, lira, whatever, and you take your hand and do a scoop. Then you'd lift it up and tip it into your mouth. And there was a lot to do about the specific scoop and tip into the mouth that made you polite society or not. Well, most other places were like, "That's gross. You're in the communal hand pasta pot. Stop it." But thankfully, we don't do that now, right? Right? We don't have communal hand pasta pots. Man, I hope not. But just the image of scoop, slurp. Alright, so I think I have some rough markings here. I just want to get a little more circular on this side here. And this was, keep this just as a reminder, because this was the first failed pair of tongs I ever tried to make. I just got them too thin. They just started to crack on this part of the joint here. Alright. And I'm looking for my gouges. I definitely had them here, and I definitely moved them. And now I'm a fool. So I put them in the box. And I can do this without the gouges, but it's going to be a lot more time. Where would they even go? I have like 2 places to put gouges. Like I'm looking at the 2 places for gouges. Let me look at the box of planes. It really shouldn't be in the box of planes. It's not a great place for a box of gouges. It doesn't even really fit in there. No. I am a fool. How do I start this without finding my gouges? Ow, as I just rasp knuckle. All right, so let me just putz around here real fast. So this is the speed that I would do it if I did not have gouges, because this is not a gouge, this is a knife. It does not want to dig. I feel like I'm missing something. I definitely probably did something where I'm like, I will put it here, and I'll remember it because I'm a smart man, and then forgetting that I'm not a smart man. And it has been 6 weeks, 5 weeks, been a couple weeks. And once again, not a smart man. No, that's canvas. Oh, I'm taking crazy pills here. There's only like 3 places it could be. I mean, we can also kind of cheat. And I do like cheating. And the cheat would be drill bits. Because drill bits also get rid of wood in that way. And yeah, it's a nastier way, but it would get some progress made on it. Where did I put those gouges? Yeah, I have 1 box of them. Where the heck did I put them? This is also on me for cleaning up before coming back into the shop to do this. Because when you clean up, you forget where you put stuff. Because you're like, this is the perfect place for it, and it's getting you're an idiot. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to have to end up doing. All right. All right. We're drilling it here. So, oh, as I knock a sander off the wall, I'm going to use this here. Bit brace. I'm going to go find a sufficient drill bit. Yeah, the shop organizing has been going good. I just haven't had much time down here. I want more time down here, but I'm just pretty busy with other stuff, which is a shame. Also, it gets kind of hot down here. But also, I did hurt my hands in volleyball a fair amount because I'm so bad at it. So like, I'm trying to get this to pinch here. I'm trying to get a hold where it gets held in multiple places. Okay. Whatever you call that. I have to open it more. I've jammed both thumbs. This one a lot. This one got really bruised and purple. And then I jammed that a second time. And I jammed this one. And then I've jammed this. So I have had a lot of hand jams. And holding stuff steady for carving does not feel great when you have hand jams. Not that it's impossible or anything, but just been like, because I really want to play more volleyball. I enjoy it immensely. I'm actually going to go tomorrow for a rare Sunday bit of volleyball. I was supposed to go with a friend because it's at his gym, because he was curious about starting, but he had some injury issues come up because he's an old man. And that's just what happens as an old man, just your body breaks a little bit. So this is going to be fine enough. We're doing this terrible way without the proper tools. Not like I have great gouges anyway. So, gonna hold fast this down. Oh, that was a bad blow. 1, 2. There we go. Actually missed that one. There we go. So I want to scoot it backwards so it actually catches. Volleyball's so much fun though. Like I'm a short dwarf, and last week I had a dude who was about 6'2", 6'3". A guy who was a good 8 or 9 inches on me. Go up for a block on me, and I hit it around his block, and that was powerful. That felt great. I also went on a 5 ace streak. Like I have this new serve that I've been practicing, and I really want to use it because I feel like it's a killer. It's a beautiful topspin, gets a lot of distance, and I really only fail like 5th or 6th of the time. Which, if that's good, if that turns out to be true, getting 5 points per serve is amazing. So I'm not going to worry about the error rate on it. But my regular float serve is apparently really good. And I hesitate to get rid of a good float serve to try to put in the great topspin that I've never used in a game before. So I'm just getting out drill bits here. I just have some ones are bad points. They're not what you typically use with with bit braces, but it's fine. It'll take it. It doesn't care. I just have a big old bit brace here. Although, the brad point might be an issue, because the cutting face is a good 1/4 of an inch back. I'm just going to do the center of it with this, and then I'll switch. Yeah, I got these on sale. So they're good. They're good bits. It was like a thing that had brad standards and ceramic points. So I'm just trying to not go too hard on this because of that extra point sticking out. I just kind of want to get the outline there. Okay. And then I'll switch to the standard point. Could I have just used a center point? Yes. Did I? No. Yeah, there we go. Just to hog out some material, make some progress on this while I search for my cutting tools. Because, like, I organize stuff into, like, families of tools, right? So, like, looking over here this way, I have rotary tools, stuff that spins really, really fast. So that has, like, my Dremel. It has an angle grinder. I have on my router table all the routing tools for routers. Behind me, I have my planes with all the planes, and that's the cutting section. I have a drill section, which is where I grabbed this from. Like, I put everything that kind of goes together. And it's a cutting tool, so it should be near the planes. All right, let me just visualize this depth here. All right, I still got some more to play with. Because we can always take away more later. We can't really add more. Okay, that's fine. So I'm just going to, that's fine if it walks. I'm just trying to keep a similar depth around here. And bit braces are great. They give you a lot of torque. Like, I'm hardly doing, like, I can move this with, like, I'm moving here with, like, one hand. You get a lot of torque, especially if you're on the outside of the handle. Sorry if it's not super evident. I just want to keep everything in frame. I can kind of move it up a little bit, and there we go. Also, this has a ratcheting feature. I don't have it set up for ratcheting because this doesn't need it, but... So if you're ever in a tight spot and you can only spin it 1/4 of its revolution, boom, you're good. This is a Miller's Fall one, but... Bit braces are also a dime a dozen. They've millions upon millions of different varieties of these have been made, and most of them are fine. Even the ones that aren't considered great are still fine. I used worse ones. I have a belly one that I don't like. That one's for Mason. And yeah, I would say use them. They're nice. Like, the thing that I like about these is, as opposed to, like, power drills, and I, once again, still use power drills, but... Ah! Came apart. That's okay. I can reset this so that it's laying on the screw, which is what I should have done in the first place. Is you get real-time feedback on how the cut is going. It's like a conveyor belt. Conveyor belt spoon. Sorry, I'm simple. So, like, as I'm cutting, I can really feel, like, where I'm making progress and where I'm not. I also need to just... I might do that while I'm here. Let's put a hole through these handles just so I can get a crossbar in there or something. So I can really wrench them down. But yeah, so you get like a real-time feel of how the cut is going. Which is, you lose very easily in a power drill. Like, I felt when I cut into that, like I felt that there was a change. Like, you could feel changing in grain direction. Like, especially for delicate work, it's really nice for making sure that you're working within your tolerances for what you're expecting. Especially if you have a bit of, like, material that you want to keep whole or safe. Like, you can tell when this thing's going to blow out the other side of something. Like, you can actually feel the change in cut. Because, like, the stuff that you're cutting, like, I felt it when I hit into this hole, the stuff gets less supported, so it starts to gum it up, so it goes a little bit slower. So you can notice that change. These are noticeable events. These are canon events. You can't avoid them. But there's recognizing it, and then there's just blasting through them. And you can totally do that. You can totally just blast through. Like, nothing's going to stop you. This is actually kind of the wrong bit to use them. The bit brace does not care what bit you put in it. It will move and do whatever. But really, you want to use auger style bits for these. I just don't have any auger bits this small. Because usually, in the classic world, for anything 1/4 inch or below, you use something close to like an egg beater drill. This is a 3/8 bit I'm using just because it was the biggest one that was available from that pack there. All right, let's see if I can get this to bite so I don't wander too much. Okay. All right. There we go. We're going to stop there for now. So, like, I'm going to go grab one. I have a couple. So, these are in terrible shape because the bit braces that I have were given to me by stonemasons. So they don't know what the heck they're doing with wood bits. They just have them. So we have this big metal cutting. Like this is, I don't even know what this one before because this one is super long. Oh, let me just pop it here. It is very long. It is about 1 foot long. Things like a harpoon. It has cutting flutes only up to here. So it probably only wants to drill 4 inches because there's no flutes past that, right? But the geometry of the angle of it is super steep. Like, that's way steeper than I would imagine for stone, and much too steep for most woods. Like this doesn't want to really, like, bite in. And I can't imagine this to be for metal either. Like, I guess it does kind of a metal cut, but I have no idea what this is for. And then you have auger styles, like this one. Has a little tip. This one's a little bit broken, but it goes in there, screws in, and it lifts the wood, and there's a spur here that cuts it. So it cuts around it, and then this part picks it up. So it's a cut and scoop. And then you get better versions of that, like this one, that has this, and then has 2 cutters and 2 scoopers. So those are better versions. And these blast through wood. But as with anything like this, you kind of get worse cuts out of them. And if you get stuck, like if your angle changes, it is a monster. Because this screws in, it binds you there. Because you're actively pulling your... Besides you pushing on it, because of that screw thread, it is pulling through the wood. So when you get towards the end and it runs out of stuff to pull against, it starts to waver a little bit at the end of the hole and can make it nasty. And then you have other bits. So I have one of them up on my wall. I thought I did. Like a spider bit. They make similar ones. God, it's way down in there. But Spider makes one where you just put it in a wall drill. But that's a variant of an old drill with many flutes. It has 3. And this is an egg beater drill. Kind of looks like an egg beater. These are for things below 1/4 inch. It's great when you get your hand caught in here. It definitely like only hurts a little bit. And does better with lubrication. This is actually pretty lubricated. This is fine. Also, the handle is a space for bits. So you can unscrew the back of that and keep bits or drugs in there or something if you'd want. So, I'm just going to try to jimmy some of this out. It's going to be nasty. But I just kind of want to get a view of how this is going. While I, once again, still just desperately look around and wonder where I would have put those dang bits. Or not bits, sorry, those gouges. Once again, really not many places down here. So I can check the front room. So, these are kind of nasty, but that's fine. Knife's doing fine. Knife don't care. This is a camping knife. I think my friend gave me this like 20 years ago when we were out camping. And I think I talked to him recently. So I'm like, you want your old knife back? He's like, nah, I got like 80 more. It's like, fair. Thank you for the knife. Okay, so the depth of here actually looks pretty good. I saw you moving. Don't think I underestimate you. I see you there waiting to let me stab myself. It would probably be pretty funny to you, Spoon, if I stab myself. I mean, who gets stabbed by a spoon? Me, that's who. I've been stabbed by many things. This is not actual spoon making technique. Life's biggest challenge, where I put that tool again. Oh my god, dude, the truth. I used to make fun of my wife for having like a dozen bags, like one for each activity. I'm just like, just switch out what's in the bag between activities. I definitely have made a separate gin bag from my my role-playing game bag. Because recently I've just been like, they need completely separate things and I don't want to damage my laptop. I get it now. I mean, I have a good bag for it. I used to run a lot of games. So I have like a beautiful bag that opens from like the side and the top. It's a great bag. I love it. Don't know why I wasn't using it for games anymore. Probably because it's a little bit big. But so good. Just giving a little top up here. Alright, so I think after a couple more pries here, I'll be at the edge of what I can do with the knife in this. And I'll have to take a minute or so to check like 3 other places for my gouges. I'm just trying to get a better look at where I'm at. There we go. Okay. So besides looking like a tryptophobia nightmare, we're at about halfway depth. So some of that will probably go a little bit deeper, I'd imagine. Want to stir more than just a tablespoon of chili. Don't know by how much more. Probably don't need that much more chili to stir, but also re-racking this is a nightmare. You know what? We're going to do that now, because it matters not from whence I put a hole in them, but that I just do put a hole in them. So, we're just going to go grab a 1/4 inch should be fine. 1/4 inch bit. If I have one, not in brad, cool. And we'll do a 3/16 then. No, it needs to be bigger than that. Unless I use metal. Do I dare use metal? No, I go get a 1/4. I go get a 1/4 inch bit so I can use wood in case I break it or bend it. Because if I had a metal piece, that'd be thick enough to not have to deal with that. Nope. We're gonna go get the right thing. Boo. I also have a little hand drill for like miniatures. There's only 2 different types of drills. Alright. 1/4. Yeah, 1/4 should be fine. So this one, I'm going to cut into a little bit. We're going to do it up here. We're going to turn that skyward. And where's my pokey poke? I swear I just threw it. That's the problem. I just throw everything. It's like, I'll remember where I throw that. I definitely won't. There we go. Never mind, the greatest. I remember where I threw it. Alright, it's basically there. So we're going to get this bit in. We're going to use the auger just because I feel like it's going to be a better use of our time than switching to the thing for 1/4 inch. And now we just go. Not pressing down too hard, but the hold fast should make that not a problem. And then I just put a dowel or a rod in here that has end caps. And make sure that the rods are slightly smaller than the hole so that it can slide. So I get little handles that I can use to torque this down. So we get to see a breakthrough here. Put that on the I just put that on the workbench. This workbench for miles. Any way to adjust workbenches to make them better for your situation is great. And that's something that I really came to appreciate when I actually had a workbench and wasn't just working off a table that I shared with somebody. Like, I can never go back to just, like, sharing a work table for, like, this stuff. Like, ugh. Yep. So I felt it there as soon as I bit through. Like, it sounded different, it felt different. And I don't think I didn't get too much blowout. So that side's done. I'll worry about the other side when I move stuff. All right, I'm gonna take a minute or so to try to find these gouges. So there's really only so many places they could be. So I'm gonna put up the be right back screen and just take a minute here. I'll be right back. Dang it. So, seems like tomorrow's trip will include a stop by Harbor Freight to pick up another set of gouges. Just no clue where they are. I looked every place they could be. That makes sense. So I can't wait in 6 months for me to open up a cabinet or something and just have them fall out and hopefully just end my life there. Just end my embarrassment, my suffering. Yeah. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Well, I'm trying to think. I don't think I have any. It was mostly just this, and I really can't make much great progress without the tool. I could have swore they were just like right here. Like, I didn't even clean, like, all the dust on the floor here is the dust from before. I didn't even bother cleaning up the dust. I'm like, I'll just leave it so I won't lose everything. And I still lost something. Cool. Ah. It's frustrating. Oh well. Well, once I get this project done, so hopefully there'll only be one more stream, because I'm definitely going to just work on that. You know what? I could probably work on the handle a little bit. You know, we can make some lemonade out of these lemons. Don't need this bowed handle. We can start smoothing it out. Make sure I just am going in the right direction here. Oh, low store. Yeah, can you pick me up a set of gouges? If you're there. Lowe's definitely has gouges. No, they don't. I don't know. Maybe yours does. Mine probably doesn't. Oh, that's the opposite grain. Way of the grain. Oh, that's annoying. The grain goes this way for this piece. Like, I want to hold it like this, but there's not a lot to grab onto. I guess I can do this and work back. I think it's not making it octagonal to prepare it for being made. Relatively circular. Probably still octagonal. So on the side would still go this way. Okay. Just making fire stick or fire starter sticks, you know, just little dross or whatever those are called. Oh, sometimes you get a cut and it's like butter and it feels great, as opposed to a lot of the little cuts which are kind of just like scraping. Well, this is also up where the grain changes direction. Also, it kind of feels bad. Also, there's not great handholds, so it's hard to get actual pressure in there. Because really, you're just using this as a sharp lever. Yeah, like going against here sucks. Like, I want to use a rasp or something on this side. Because like trying to cut this way is against the grain, and the wood hates it. It absolutely hates it. It wants to tear out, it wants to jump. It's thoroughly disobedient. Like, when I go really short, I can get little good things, but I'll be there all day if I'm trying to do it like that. Yeah, right? I'll have 2 sets, it'll be great. I guess I could just give some to somebody who wants to try something. Eventually my nephews will want to do those things. I mean, my daughter might too, but we'll see. She's kind of a weenie. That's fine. She could be a weenie. My daughter's one of those kids that's tough until she's actually asked to do something. Like, she came home from school and she goes, "Dad, I have a snack for you." It's like, oh, what thing did you find in the trash? Are you trying to feed me? And there's a pack of Cool Ranch Doritos. And she goes, "These are too spicy for kids." And I'm like, "They're what? Okay. Okay, kiddo." And like, her teeth have been coming out because, you know, she's of that age. And like, one is basically out of her mouth. It's hanging. And like, you know, she's eating food with it. Nothing's stopping her. As soon as you go to move it, she's like, and whenever you tell her to try to wiggle it, fell out like 10 minutes later. It's like, girl, that didn't hurt at all. Then you're like looking at it, like, why do your nails look why do your nails look brutalized? And then you look around and you see that she's scratching at concrete for something. She just doesn't mind that she's been scratching concrete and just destroying her nails. Because she didn't think about it as something that hurt. And if she doesn't think that it hurts, it's mind over matter, man. So, that old adage, if you're going to be dumb, you better be tough. You know, as long as she's dumb, she's tough. She starts to think, she loses it. But it's been nice seeing her gappy little smile. Wife's been petrified. She hates Will's teeth. She's like, "I can't look at you." It's like, "Come here, girl. You're fine. I don't care. I'm not going to rip out your teeth. And I'm not going to tell you that I would rip out my teeth because I wanted the money. But they don't bother me at all." Yeah, right? Kids will be kids. Yeah, when I was a kid, I would purposely rip out my teeth when they were loose so I could get the money. I didn't care that it hurt a little bit sometimes. I was like, I just want $5. That's a pack of Micro Machines. And I wanted Micro Machines more than I wanted the tooth. Or more than I feared the pain from the tooth. Oh. See, that was a bad cut. This is... That went way too deep. Yeah, man. I got the staunch it, but now there's just... But I have to get rid of it, because now it's just a weak point. But I can't cut that way to do it, because I'm just going to do it deeper. I mean, we still have so much material to remove, it's probably fine, but I'm just... In my soul, I felt it. I felt it run. I'm like, there goes my soul, right with it. Yeah, see, I had to cut pretty far down to get that out. And, like, going backwards, just... Yeah, like, I'm like levering it here. Like, that's... This wants to be cut this way. And this is just a hard way to cut. It's like I'm cutting fruit now. Oh, see the remnants of a previous run here? Like, just up here. I could put my knife into it, like right there. See the other thing, on the middle of the point, it's going to also change grain direction over the middle. So, that's going to be fun to deal with. Oh, tryptophobia spoon. You're coming a long way, though. I'm going to start asking places if they're BYOS, bring your own spoon. Once again, this is not the right side for them. This is the correct side to do that. See, it's all nice. It comes off good. It comes off in these nice chips and everything, and then here it just skates. And then does this, and then I have to do all this. It's just hard to get a hold of here. This is just implicitly hard angle. This feels stupid. Not the feel. I feel the way I'm doing it is stupid. It's definitely me. There we go. Also did arm day at the gym today, so my arms are like a little wobbly. I'm at the point of health/volleyball that I have to start doing other stuff besides just practicing volleyball. Like, I am competent enough at the super basic skills that, like, if I want to get better at things like jumping, I have to do strength training for my legs and stuff. Also, strength training is one of those things that as you get older, you should be doing anyway. Not that I'm ancient or anything, but I am old. On the internet, I'm old. As one of Leonardo DiCaprio's girlfriends, I'm old, you know, like in that kind of thing. Alright. I think I got the worst part of these offenders down. So at least I can kind of touch this. I'm going to just rasp this. I can probably just do it by hand pressure here. Right? As I proceed to then rasp off part of my fingernail or something. I'm glad it sounds like you had a good vacation. My wife came back from one. She's like, I'm so tired. It's like, hey, you didn't put any time for actual rest in it. You filled it with activities. You're a fool. I love you, but you're a fool. So we have an upcoming vacation, and we're trying to get more rest built into it. It comes with terms the fact that we're old. Okay. I mean, it kind of feels yucky, but that's just a rasp. And also I was using the big side of the rasp. If I come with the smaller side of the rasp, it should feel less yucky. Oh, man, being old is cool, but sometimes being old is just being old. You know? Like, on one hand, I'm glad I'm old. I came from a place where I wasn't sure how old I'd be able to get. So, the fact that I'm able to get old, I'm very happy about. Like, don't take my complaints as displeasure. Because in many ways, it is a blessing to have the complications of age. I feel like I might have just cut my hand there. I feel like this is a stupid way to go about this. But that's fine. I think this is good enough. We got some work on the handle done. Probably want to do most of the rest of that on the spoke shave or something like that. But I do feel like it's in a better place. It's definitely looking more spoon-like. Again, and once I get new tools, I'm mad because I know I'm gonna find them as soon as I'm gonna bring back that new box of gouges. And I'm gonna set them on top of the old box of gouges. Yeah, right. I have knowledge of past experiences. My pattern recognition is inscrutable. I've played these games before. Like, I don't know if I said this last time, I was listening to Rise Against from, you know, the punk band from the 2000s. And I was like, man, these songs are really pertinent. And just like, is it just that the things that they sing about are timeless, or advanced pattern recognition, or what's happening here? It's just like, no, in so many ways, we've been here before. Well, and also just the problems that they were singing about are still problems today. They were not resolved in the intervening 20 years. Which, you know, I'm not going to say my bad. I was a young man for most of it. I did what I could. And continue to do what I can. Like, you can work from inside the system, or you can work from outside the system, and I just prefer to work from inside the system. You know, even as a low-level person, you can, inside the system, there's things that you can do. You don't need to be loud about it. Let's just try to make this a little bit easier for everybody. Yeah, right. Like, but the thing about it was, some of those were the same very specific problems. Like, that hadn't really been problems for most of human history and is now a problem. Like, having the endless ability of wealth to solve all these problems, but choosing not to do it. Like, even in their wealthiest times, things like the Roman Empire still had to deal with the seasonality of famine and feast, right? Like, they didn't act like the bounties of the world were not so unlimited that they could be hoarded by so few. Like, we still do have novel problems. And some of them are just specifically related to things that still happen today. So, I was just listening. I was like, man, the pattern recognition is on point. Played these games before. Why do we have these problems still? So, yes, fear us. Also, we get that in Foxhole a lot. Even though the game currently sucks right now. I'm still playing a little bit, but it sucks. The new meta really messed it up. But we have so many people that come in and are like, yeah, we could just do it this way. And everybody who's played the game for a bit's like, yeah, you could. We're not gonna, because we've done this before. And you're saying it's different, but you're not explaining how it's different. So we're just not going to devote resources to this, and then they get mad. It's like pattern recognition. But, you know, sometimes they're right. All right, well, since this is the most I can do without having the proper tools. God, I'm so annoyed by that. I think I'm going to call it a stream here. We still went to an hour. Okay, cool. That still tracks. All right. Well, thank you for joining me. We kind of have a spoon-like object now. It's definitely looking more spoony. Like, I could, if I had... I can almost pick up stuff. It almost has a bowl. It's close. Like, if I just hit like 2 parts, it makes a bowl. Hold on. Let me see if I can just gouge these out without completely ruining my progress here. There we go. Look at that. Nope, I hit the wall. I got overeager. I hit the wall. I Ricky Bobbied myself. And yeah, you ever refer to shooting yourself in the junk as cheddar bobbing yourself, or is that just me? Does anybody else remember 8 Mile? Oh, so I think with this is going to be the stream for today. The next one will probably be a Guilty Gear stream. I've been wanting to play more of it. I just haven't gotten to, but I enjoyed that last time very much, and it's a very fun game. And even with the nonsense insta-kills, I just do have to get some practice in it, because I do want to try to beat it on just regular difficulty. I don't care about the secret ending or anything. There is a secret ending where if you beat it without any continues. You get to fight Biken, and that, whatever, I don't care. I just want to fight Justice, and that'll be its whole thing. But then after that, moving on to Guilty Gear 2, or Guilty Gear is the worst naming conventions. I think it's Double X RD? No. No, I can't even pretend to understand what the sequel, what Guilty Gear 2 became. Because they would update the game and they'd give it a new title. And then they'd update it again and give it a new title. So a lot of these things have like 3 titles. Yeah, that don't always make sense. So that'll be the stream today. And thank you for joining me, and have a good night and rest of your weekend.